Hey guys, Corey here from Sky's the Limit Car Care, and today we've got a really special guest for you. It's Diemo from Liquid Elements. He actually came by here, it's been a couple months now, and he was introduced to us by our friend Matt, and Matt said, hey, you guys got to check out these machines. Diemo's got to come over and show you these things, so obviously he did. You guys know we've already brought them in by now. Anyway, he came by a couple months ago, showed us the machine, showed us everything, and we didn't take any video because we hadn't really had hands-on time with the products. Since then, we've obviously talked about them a lot, and you guys know what we think of them, but we thought it'd be really good to get the man himself here and let him really go through all the details. So, Diemo, thank you so much for coming.
Well, Corey, thank you very much for having me over. It's always a pleasure. I love doing this stuff. I mean, I'm always here for my distributors, and you're one of the best. So yeah, I'm really, really happy to be here. And let's just jump into it, I would say.
Perfect.
Let's start with the machine, which is right in front of me. This is the Liquid Elements T4000 version 2 or Mk2. It depends. Some people call it Mk2, version 2. Well, when they talk about like this, it's the same machine, so there's no difference. We started with the version 1 machine here in the United States when we started in June last year. And then actually we decided immediately to roll back and come out with a version 2, which was already established in Germany. So yeah, that's the machine. That's how it comes. I mean, obviously in a little how do you call it?
Box.
In a little box, in a cardboard box.
With the bag.
But it comes with the bag.
Yeah,
so when you open your cardboard box, you get this bag. With the logo and those handles and a little wider strap a shoulder strap, exactly. And then when you open it, you will see this will not come with the machine, by the way. Don't get too excited. Exactly, this is my demo unit, so that's why I have some stuff in here which is normally not in the package. But what comes with the package is this 25 feet or 8 meter long detachable cord.
I love that.
So this is number one, what you got. Number two, obviously, the machine, which will be exactly in this little plastic foil protected. So you take it out. So machine itself, this is this one. And then also you will get this little assembly here. This is just, you will have an extra spare of brushes for the motor. So if you work through the machine, because this is not a brushless motor, after years of polishing, or even if you do it professional, after 1-2 years, I'm talking about professional, you maybe notice that the power output will decrease. That's a sign that the brushes are not in best shape anymore. So we put extra brushes in this bag. So in order to change those brushes, you have this little ports here on the left and on the right side. You just unscrew it, put your new brushes in, and you're good to go. So you don't have to open the whole machine. It's very easy to maintain. And yeah, that's
a great touch. This is a 5-inch machine.
That is a 5-inch machine, correct. A 5-inch dual action random orbit polisher. This has a 950 watt motor inside. And you will get on the surface while polishing around 600 watt on the surface.
Yeah, and you feel it. You notice it.
Yes, you will notice that this machine it corrects fast. It corrects well. You have very little vibrations, and the noise level is very pleasant with this machine.
Yeah, it really is. I love that it doesn't have a whiny noise to it. Or
it doesn't.
It's not overly loud. It's nice, smooth, balanced, and I love this little feature.
Yeah, exactly. That is something I wanted to point out because nobody on the market yet has this feature. This is a little torque indicator. If you apply too much pressure on the machine, normally the left LED is a green one. As soon as you turn the machine on, it comes on. And when you apply too much pressure to your paint, then it switches over to red. And then you know, okay, I'm way overdoing it, and you should release a little bit of pressure in order to keep it nice and smooth. So, and then you have, of course, the little dial here. It goes from 2,000 to 5,000 RPM. And you have the variable trigger here. So even if you have it on full speed, let's say 5,000, the maximum speed, you are able to, when you press the trigger, it's not starting immediately with 5,000 RPM. So you can ramp it up to spread around the polishing liquid on your surface, and then you squeeze it full in to get the maximum power.
I forgot about that. I didn't even realize.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then of course you have the trigger lock on the side, and that keeps the machine running as long as you want. Here, this trigger lock, and if you want to stop, you just release, like on every other machine. Nothing special here.
Yep.
It comes with an Allen key on the machine to get rid of the backing plate. It's a pretty good free spinning backing plate. And also, which is very important, you have our Liquid Elements logo on the back. So you will see the spinning action. And if the machine stalls, you can see it on the backing plate.
That's cool. That's
So
a nice
big-
touch. You don't have to get your Sharpie
You don't
out.
have to get a Sharpie or something like that. No, not with our machines. You will see it, and it's very, very distinctive, and you will realize it very, 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 very fast. One recommendation, though, the Allen key comes attached to the machine, but I recommend just putting it out while you polish, because you don't want to have the Allen key dropping on your painted surface.
Better safe than sorry, for sure.
Better safe than sorry.
Absolutely.
So this is something, my personal recommendation, because it can happen that this thing comes loose, and then you don't want that. And yeah, just take it out. Maybe you put it in the bag, but it is there when you receive the machine. And I just wanted to point it out, it's right there with the machine, because some people are looking at the back and then they said, oh, I cannot undo the screw here for the backing plate. Yes, you can. It's attached to the machine.
And then we've talked about this before, but as far as durability goes with this machine, how long have they been in service in Europe? I know it's newer to the US market, but...
Yeah, we are just entering the US market right now. Those machines in Europe, Liquid Elements exist since 2008, and they came on with the first machines in 2010, and with the version 1, and those machines are running and running and running. I mean, we have barely any return units with this machine. It's very well built. They are developed and engineered in Germany and then assembled in China. But here I want to point out is that the assembly line in China is our assembly line. So it's not just we source it out to a Chinese factory. It's not like that. So actually we own the factory. And that makes sure that our intellectual property, which we put in the machine, is staying in the factory. Of course, once the machine is out, you can purchase it, and then you can disassemble it, and people will look at them.
Sure.
And then, but that's how we keep our advantage. I would say half a year to 1 year in advance, and then of course other people are copying it, and then you see it on the market. For example,
does, yeah.
Because I think this feature here will probably be on one of the next machines. You will.
How can it not? It's a great idea.
It's a great idea. Another thing I wanted to point out is it's the cord. I mean, it's a very. Let me set the machine aside. The cord itself comes with this Velcro strip, which is very useful to have, because normally they come loose and they lay around in the shop, and you will probably lose them. They are attached with the cord, so it stays there. And then you have the massive cord. As I said, it's 8 meters. I think it's 25 foot.
Yep.
So it's long enough to do one car, and because a lot of people, they don't have those retractable wheels in the garage, because I mean, some of them are $200 for the wheel.
Sure.
So if you only have one power outlet in your garage, with this cord, you are able to do your whole car without any problems, unless it's a super huge truck or something like that. But even that one, if the outlet is in the middle of your car, you can easily run around without having any troubles with the cable lengths. The cable itself is a very pliable one, and it's not kinking. So even if you do like this, it comes out, and there's no kink with the cable. It's a very nice. It's not too rubberized, but it's kind of a soft touch.
I was about to say soft. Yeah.
It's not this cheap plastic what you normally see. So we made sure that we go with a high quality cable, and then the quick connect also is a very distinctive click. That was something we wanted to point out, because I mean, there are competitors who have the same feature. But when you use them, you don't have this distinctive, and now don't say anything, hear that?
Yeah.
That click. That click assures you that your cable is completely connected with the machine,
Sure.
and then that's it.
Yeah,
It's
that's a great touch.
So
and I love that the disconnectable cable. This makes it much easier for you not to damage the. A lot of people, when they're in a rush putting stuff away, they'll just push stuff up, push it up, and they kind of abuse the cable itself.
Exactly.
And this way, once you unclip it, it's safe, and now you can do whatever you want.
Exactly. I mean, we have a kink protection here on the end of the on the cable. But yeah, I agree. And also, when you want to storage your machine, you just get rid of the cable, and then you can hang it on a holder on the wall. You can just hang it in there, and you're good to go. And it does. You don't have the clatter of the cord hanging around, so that makes it very nice. And then the cord, you can just wrap it up and put it in your drawer, and you're good to go. And then your shop looks very neat and tidy, because I like my shops or my detail sessions like everything is organized, nothing is laying on the floor. I don't like that. So that's a good feature. Or for example, if you want to blow out your pads during polishing sessions, you don't have to do it in the shop. So now you're able to unplug the machine.
That's a great point.
Get out of your garage, get your tornador gun or whatever you need.
Sure.
Whatever you use for blowing out your pad, you do it outside the shop. Come in again. You don't have the dust.
Your cable around with
exactly.
you.
No cable attached.
Absolutely.
And it keeps your garage clean.
So next machine, or do we have any other features to discuss?
Well, of course, you can lay the machine down. It has a little rubberized part here, in order to lay it down even on the floor, or technically you could lay it down on the paint, but I don't recommend this. Right. Don't do this. It will not scratch, but don't do it. I mean, no. That's a big no-no. Nobody should do this. But we have a little rubberized part here. Lays it now nice and smoothly down.
It doesn't wobble.
No,
either,
it doesn't wobble at all.
No. Like, even if I'm jiggling it like that,
no.
let go, it's not falling.
I mean, of course, if I touch it too hard, then it probably then it will tilt over. But guys, you know what I mean. So it's
perfect.
That's I think all I have to say about the T4000 version.
I'm sure we're forgetting some feature, but
no, I don't think so. Actually, one feature, because a lot of people ask, why do you have this little weird texture here on front on the gear? That's actually our liquid edge design. This mimics the facets, exactly the facets of your finger. Because if you look at your finger when you make your finger round, it's not a curve. Those are actually 3 straight bones who creates a curve, because you have the little how do you call it?
Knuckles.
The knuckles, exactly. And that is why it is very pleasant when you grab the machine. The finger finds itself the straight surface to lay on by itself, and that makes it very pleasant to grab on.
It's very cool.
So yeah, that's our liquid edge design.
Love that.
That's the 5-inch machine. Okay guys, next we have our Liquid Elements A1000 machine. It also comes obviously in a cardboard box when it comes to, and it's also wrapped in foil. So once you remove all that, you get this little box out of your cardboard box, and then you can open it, and there you have the machine. So I go very quickly over it. You will get always 2 batteries. Those are 12-volt 2-amp batteries, and that will last you normally, one battery 45 minutes straight use with the machine. We put both. We put 2 batteries in the pack, because once you have drained one battery and you put it in the charger, normally when the second battery runs out, the first battery is already recharged and you're good to go. So you don't have a waiting time for working.
Perfect.
So
and the one will charge by the time the other one is.
Exactly. So yeah, once you deploy one battery and you put it in your charger, like that, you grab your second battery. This one obviously starts immediately, and then you put this one into your machine, and you're good to go.
Perfect.
So yeah, so the machine comes obviously with the charger, the 2 batteries, the machine itself, what you're seeing right here. Then it comes with this little accessory box. And I want to point out, so it comes with a 8 millimeter random audible attachment. Then you have a 3 millimeter random audible attachment. And I want to say something especially about this little piece later. And you get the rotary attachment. So, and then on top, you get this little brush attachment if you want to, I don't know, do upholstery work or something. And if you don't want to use a hand brush, because if you have really nasty or really dirty upholstery, it takes some elbow grease to get it off.
Why work so hard when you let the machine do it?
I mean, if you have this machine, you just put the brush on it and it does it for you. I think this is a great feature. You can use that with the rotary, obviously. So don't use that with the DA attachment because the machine will not have the power to operate the brush with the DA.
Okay,
so
great tip.
Rotary use for that one. Then the 3 mil is, we recommend it mainly for wet sanding or dry sanding because you have only a 3 mil stroke. And if you want to run a 3 mil DA with, for example, a microfiber pad or even a foam pad, a 1-inch one, the machine cannot build enough force to drive the 3 mil orbit in order to get an efficient transfer power to the paint.
Right.
Because some people mention, but the 3 mil is a little bit weak. Yes, we know that. You want to use that attachment for wet or dry sanding only.
Okay.
If you want to polish, you obviously want the 8 millimeter orbit. And I show you on camera how it works. So the machine comes also with this accessory bag. And you have this little tool in here. I'll show you how easy it is to first of all, you want to get rid of the backing plate. So this little fork goes right in here. So you just lock it and then you just can unscrew the backing plate like that. Okay. And then once you have that, you can actually go in here, spin the head like this until it reaches the point. So now this is locked. And what I recommend is you get rid of this little plastic shroud here. You can unscrew it like this, because then you can grab the head properly and then you just unscrew it and that's it.
Perfect. Very simple.
I mean, it's a very easy job. Once you figure it out once, you can do this in literally 15 seconds. Swap out the heads with no problem. So yeah, it's a very easy to use machine. Its main competitor is the Rupes hybrid, obviously. Well, this unit has a 90-watt motor inside, which is 30% more powerful as the Rupes hybrid. So, and because a lot of people in the past mentioned that the Rupes hybrid is a little bit weak for their feeling. Well, it's because it stalls a lot when you use it. With our machine, you don't have this issue so much. Obviously, if you
use the dual action without having to worry about the stall.
Exactly. I mean, of course. Listen, guys, if you put too much pressure on it, or if you put it on an angle like this, yes, this machine will stall. It's a dual action.
Sure.
Every dual action will stall at a certain point. I mean, there is no dual action on this planet which will not stall. Period. No matter whatever.
If you put enough weight on it.
If you put enough weight on it, or if you angle your pad like this, it will stop spinning. Period. There is no machine on earth who can overcome this force. Okay.
Yeah,
this
I love the weight of it myself, and the way, again, you have the facets like you talked about.
Exactly. It has all, again, the liquid edge design. Again, for when you grab it, it feels kind of like it's comfortable immediately. You feel it and you say, "Wow, this is nice to touch." That's what why we designed it that way. Some people ask me, "Hey, Diemo, why is this machine so long?" Because the Rupes hybrid is significantly shorter.
Yeah, that's an important question.
Actually, and I had to ask the designer of this machine, Sebastian, our CEO, and he said, "Listen, we always have the people who are using our products in mind. That's our philosophy. So when he's designed this machine, he said, look, just look at your body and look at this. It's this, your shoulder has a different width, and you want to hold a machine like this, because if the machine is smaller, then your shoulders are coming forward, and that is not a natural position anymore. You're creating an imbalance. Exactly. Well, obviously you're not polishing a full car with a 1-inch polisher. True. But even for those small units, even for 10 or 15 minutes, well, if you do it as a professional, you have to look that your posture when you polish is really natural. Do yourself a favor, grab your phone, put it aside on a tripod, and film yourself while you're polishing a car. If you're polishing like this, or like this, or like this, and you do this as a professional, man, 10 years from now, your back is destroyed. So you want to have a straight back all the time, never reach over like this. So if you really want to go to the next place, you make a step to keep it within your shoulder width while operating the machine. This is for the 1-inch, and also more important for the 5-inch, because the 5-inch is even, that is 2.7 kilos, which is 5.4, 5.3 pounds. So, I mean, this is, if you polish a whole car, that could last you an hour or maybe even 2 hours, depends on what you do. And over the time, that is a significant weight you carry around. And if you don't have a really good posture while polishing a car, you will feel it after years. Yeah. So that's why we designed it that way. Because the demand, or we got a lot of feedback, but we want a shorter machine. Probably in the future there will be a short neck version, so we will shorten it, because we said you don't use this machine 2 hours straight normally. So, and for this little, for those 10 or 15 minutes, exactly,
engine bay, if you're doing
correct
quality work,
that length could maybe not work for you.
Sure.
But then it comes
sure.
down to pricing. So the main competitor, the Rupes, is, I think, what is it, 450, 500?
Off the top of my head, I'm not sure, but
something around 450 to 500 bucks. So this machine comes as is for 230 retail.
Yeah, it's a fantastic value. Both machines, in fact, I think they're right at the same price.
They are actually at the same price, exactly.
Point. So you can get both machines and be able to cover any situation on a vehicle pretty much. I mean, you could make an argument that your 2-inch or your 3-inch may be necessary in some cases, but for pretty much anybody other than professionals or somebody that's really doing a lot of cars, between that 5-inch and that 1-inch, you're in less than $500.
Less than $460.
Exactly, 460 bucks, and you can really get to a lot of different things.
I mean, with those two machines, you can polish every car on earth, for sure. I mean, they must.
You can do better in some.
You can do better with a 3-inch, for example, on the A or B pillar, because then the pad covers it a little bit better. For sure. But then, I mean, you're looking.
But you can do a lot with
that. And I mean, if you're careful with your 5-inch pad, you can do a B pillar as well. I mean, then you have to maybe tape up the plastic which is next to it, and then you can do that. Or you use the 1-inch.
Exactly.
And then go over it. If you don't want to use the masking tape, use the 1-inch, and it takes you a little bit longer, but it gets the work done safely, and the results at the end is the same. Because
speaking of the other machines that we don't carry yet, what is the story on the 2-inch, 3-inch?
The 3-inch machine, because in Germany it's obviously already available. That's a Pro machine, we call it, the Pro line. The Pro line will have a gray body instead of this white one, and they are always coming with brushless motors. The advantage of using a brushless motor is you get way more power out of the motor, and the noise level goes down significantly. So that's why everybody is now shifting, all the big ones, Rupes, Flex, they all go to brushless now, because, I mean, the motor is a little bit more expensive, but you get a lot of advantages. You get sound level goes down, the power goes up, the maintenance with the brushes are not there anymore, so you don't have that problem. Sure. And, then those machines are almost undestroyable. I mean, things can happen, but regarding the motor, they are pretty, undestroyable. And And also, I mean, yeah, it's more efficient because a lot of the noise, for example, I mentioned that this machine draws 950 watt out of your wall plug, but it gets only 600 on the paint. That's because the other, what is it? Oh God, math. 350. Yeah. The other 350 watt is actually you lose on where the brushes is touching the motor, so that it creates that is heat loss in the entire that's heat loss in the entire machine. Right. So, and you can bring this down if you use a brushless motor significantly. So all this heat loss it has its advantages using a brushless motor. We are actually in Germany. There's a machine already available, T4000. That's the Pro line. That's more or less the same machine you see here, but with a brushless motor. It has 30% more power than this machine, and this machine is already very powerful. By the way, if you are wondering, Diemo, hey, I bought the V1 machine, and now you come out with the V2 machine, should I change? To be honest, it's not worth it. Once you have your V1 machine and it's still running, keep it. Because the only difference is obviously the detachable cord. If you really want a machine with a detachable cord and you have a V1, well, go ahead on eBay, sell it and get this one. But other than that, it's, and this machine has 10% more power than the V1.
Okay.
It has
and
a
what
slightly...
about the indicator light? Was that on?
No, the indicator light wasn't on the V1.
Okay. So those are the three major...
Exactly. Or was it? Good question. Now you got me. I think...
I made you question yourself now.
I'll come back to you later. Yeah, that's it.
Can we talk about the availability of the 2-inch or 3-inch, or rather?
Well, the 3-inch machine will be available soon because obviously the machine itself would work because it's the same battery system. It comes with a 12-volt 4.5 amp battery, which are actually interchangeable also. So if you get an A1000 and the A2000, cool. Which is the 3-inch machine, you can use the 4.5 amp battery also on this machine because it has the same type of connector. Also, you can use the A2000 machine with this batteries because if you don't like the bulky battery and you have to get in a spot where you don't, where the big battery at the end hinders you to get there, you can use this one. Obviously, then not for 45 minutes. It reduces then to 20 minutes because it's a 2 amp, 4.5 amp. So yeah,
but in a pinch you can use this one instead.
Correct, so exactly. Or for example, if your two 4.5 amp batteries are deployed and are empty, you can use this one, and you have this machine around, and they are charged. You can go ahead and use this machine. The machine itself is ready to go. The problem is our chargers. I mean, this is obviously a US charger. Yes. With the A2000, we don't have the correct chargers because it's not, and I have to explain this to people all the time. Those chargers are not that you can just put another plug in there and you're good to go. Right. Every time you change this, you have to change the power management in the charger because of the different voltage. Yes. And so every time we have to do this, we have to do it from scratch again, and this comes with some cost. It's not like you just put in another cable. That would be the easiest part, and I would like it because then we can do it in a few weeks. Absolutely. But we are working on getting the chargers, and then the machine will be available soon here in the United States.
So you would say certainly within the year?
Oh, yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Maybe half a year.
Yeah, I would. I mean, we're targeting.
But a year for sure. Okay.
Yeah, I would say 2020. I want the machine in 2025 available in the US because
nobody wants it here more than you do, I'm sure.
Exactly. No, because I realize that you need. I mean, a lot of people are asking for 5, 3, and 1-inch machines, and now at this moment we are not able to deliver a 3-inch machine because our only 3-inch machine is the battery-driven A1000. So you will not get a 3-inch polisher from Liquid Elements with a cord.
Right.
we don't offer it.
But the good news is the fact that you have these two machines out there, people are always hesitant to get into the market with it or to start purchasing a polisher that they're not familiar with the brand. So once you have now that you have this out there, and people are going to get a feel for it if they try the 1 inch, if they don't have a 1 inch, and so they pick this one up, or if they're ready to, if their machine that they have is broken down, or they have any trouble with it, or they're ready for another machine, if they pick up the 5, they'll get a taste of what kind of value that they get with it, with all of the different functionality, how well it works, how nice the power is, and how well it lasts on your ears. So
yeah,
when the
the
3 inch comes along, they will
the sound level is one of our points we are very proud of, because the sound level on this machine is very pleasant. I mean, a lot of our competitors have a little high pitch noise on the machines, which over time can be a little bit annoying and also can hurt your ears. This one is I mean, if you measure the sound pressure, it's more or less the same. So you have 85 dB or something like that on both machines, but the pitch makes a difference.
Sure.
So if you have a high pitch for the human ear, it's a little bit more unpleasant than the lower pitch, than like a little bass. The bass doesn't hurt you as much as those high pitches. So that's why when you work with it, you feel and hear wow, it sounds quieter. Even if the pressure level, when you measure it, the sound pressure level is the same, but it feels way nicer, more pleasant. Yeah, you have to work with the machine in order to understand what I'm saying. Yeah. Especially if you compare two machines next to each other, then you feel the difference.
Okay, so final question on machines, and then we can get into pads. What about the 21 or the? Sorry.
There is a 21 also. We have the
What's the name of it again? 5000.
That is the T5000,
okay.
T5200, because there's also a version 2 already available. Yeah, same thing. The T5200 is already available in Europe for a long time. Same thing. The power management in those machines is complete different. So it's like
same thing within a year, you think?
It's something we have to work on, and it's a lot of money. I mean, we're talking about a huge investment to get those machines done. And listen, folks, we are just a small company.
So we need to sell some of these machines.
Yes.
Once we're
we're
showing that.
If you want to see the 5-inch, the 21 mil machine pretty soon, buy a bunch of those.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Make the investment.
You gotta make money on it.
Exactly. First, we have to make some money in order to get the investment we did for the US market. We have to get it back. Because
I thought that was where you're going with that.
Because
that makes perfect sense.
The Liquid Elements is a 30-people company. Yeah. We are a small company, family-owned. I know the CEO. I know all the people there. We are like friends. We are like a group of friends who are doing this. It's all about the people, and we are not like Flex and Rupes. We cannot just throw $150,000 to make a new battery management for a polisher, and come out with all the machines right away, because we are talking about $500,000 of investment in order to do this. We cannot do this, folks. We would like to do it, but we can't, because our company is a small family-owned company. We're very proud of that. And
yeah, we love the transparency with that kind of information. Like I know our viewers will love to hear, to understand why isn't that machine coming here? And so
that's the reason why.
Reasons, and we love to hear that.
That's the reason for that. I mean, we are really pushing for it. But folks, if you want to make this happen, buy those machines as much as you, and that sounds like now like a sales pitch,
sure.
But
that's really what it is. Once enough people try it out.
I'm not a salesperson. I was, as I said, I'm a professional detailer since 25 years, and by coincidence, I became the general importer for Liquid Elements, because Sebastian called me, because we did a YouTube video in Germany, actually. We were talking about those machines, and then I said, yeah, it's very nice to have this machine, but unfortunately for the US, it's not available, because the cord is not the right one. And because of that comment, he called me and said, hey,
do you want to change this?
Do you want to change this? And that's how this story came up. So, and it took us quite some time to get here. It was a 2-year back and forth in order to get the machines then finally in June last year here to the United States. So that, for you folks out there, Now you see how long it takes to get those products here in order to make this all happen. I mean, investment, we had to come up with the money, we had to come up with the strategy and which machine first. And then we decided to go with the 15 millimeter 5-inch because this is the most sold one.
Absolutely, that's my favorite is 5.
Exactly. I mean, now everybody is asking for bigger throws. Actually, Sebastian was...
I prefer this, personally. I just know from my customer's sake, that's why I ask about the 21 millimeter.
Yeah.
But for me, I actually prefer this. And I think most people have come back the other way a little bit and said 15 millimeters with a 5-inch is perfect. So most people prefer it.
Because
we sell more of that than we do.
With a 15 mil, you can go a little bit further to the edges, and you can
have something coming out like
exactly
this.
exactly. But well, that's what it is, folks. So buy those machines, and once we have the investment back, we will glad to come out with the next bigger machine, or even with the pro machines. But the next step we will definitely come into the United States is what's laying back there.
Yes. So that'll actually beat any of the other machines we talked about.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, this one will be definitely the next one, which will be available, because I know everybody is talking about those little guys here, machines with this thing, battery. Everybody wants something with a battery because of the freedom they have. Yeah. And yeah, we have something now.
Excellent.
So this is actually our prototype. This is the A4500. This one is still out of the 3D printer. That's why it looks like a little bit off. But this part on top is already how it will come out of the factory. Yeah. It will be a 21 volt 5 amp battery, even if it says here 18 volt. I don't want to go in because we put this there. That has a reason, but it will be a 21 volt. And
the first thing that popped into my mind when you handed this thing to me was I looked at it and I thought, oh yeah, that's cool. I love cordless, but that's going to be heavy. And I picked it up. Yeah, it's deceiving. As soon as you pick it up, you think, wow, that's about 2 pounds lighter than I expected.
Yeah, I mean, weight-wise we are not far away from all the competitors. I mean, all those machines are around 2.6, 2.7 kilos or 5.3, 5.5 pounds, something like that. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's not and
yeah.
Then the battery system, you said you could use a Milwaukee.
No, not a Milwaukee, a Makita.
Makita,
so
okay.
that will be, if you run out of this battery for any reason, or this battery goes down the trash and it doesn't work anymore, you can actually, and you are in the Makita world, you have a Makita power drill or something like this, 18 volt, you can use that battery on this machine. Obviously, you will lose because of the voltage drop.
Sure.
15% of power, but this machine is so powerful, guys.
You said more powerful than...
It's more powerful than the corded one, yes. Yeah. So this, and it's very smooth.
Even when you turn it up, that's what blew my mind. When you crank it up, it really feels and sounds similar. It's like very nice.
It is very well balanced. Maximum.
That's maximum. Excellent. Yeah, I'm super excited about those.
Yeah, this machine we will show at the MTE the first time in our booth, so you can have a hands-on this machine. And yeah,
and what's the name for this one?
T4000, no, A4500, A because of the battery.
Okay, perfect.
So yeah, but this one, and we are targeting a price around $400.
Okay, excellent. Great price.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So yeah. Folks, if you
Will
want...
this come with a bag as well, as like you do your
I assume so, yeah. I mean, this is all I got. Yeah. Probably it will come with a bag, and we have to see. I mean, we are still here in the prototype version world.
Fantastic value.
But yeah, and we improved the Allen key holder. Actually, this one actually is so firm that you can have it in the machine while working.
Yeah.
But again, I would, if you really want to be safe, take it out, but this one is really, really heavy in there. So yeah, this will be our next, probably, second quarter 2025. We hope that this machine will be available in the US.
Awesome, I can't wait.
Because a lot of, I mean, all our competitors coming out now with battery version, and we said we have to come out with a battery.
Yeah, it seems to be catching on. People
exactly.
seem to be asking for battery powered.
Personally, I mean, I get the advantage why you want it, because you can just run around and you don't have the cable, and you, exactly.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I mean, those batteries have a certain life, and then you have to replace them down the road. And when the battery, I mean, if you're at 10 or 15%, you may see the drop in power, which comes out of the machine. Actually, with our machine, it's not like that. Once the machine reaches a point on the battery where it says, okay, I cannot hold up with the power anymore, it shuts off.
Interesting.
So that's the battery management in here, because some competitors, you can run it until the battery is, but then it slows down, and then you don't have the same polishing experience anymore, because when you polish a car, you want that your polisher running always as the same level, because if not, you're not efficient anymore. Because when this slows down, your correction slows down.
Wonder how bad is
it? Exactly, and then you just work and work, and then the scratch is still there. Yeah. But when I started, it was 3 passes and it was gone. Yeah, because the battery cannot hold up anymore, and then you lose power on the machine, and that makes you inefficient. So that's why I prefer actually still cable operated polishers, because you don't have that problem.
Yeah. One question for you, which you maybe don't have the answer yet, but do you know if the indicator light?
No, the indicator light will be not on those machines. Everything which is gray.
This is to save a little bit of money so we can keep this a really good.
No,
price.
It's not that. It's because this is our Pro line. Everything you see in gray, this is the professional line.
Pro should not need this.
Exactly. As a professional, you don't need an indicator light, because you know what you're doing already. It's not that as a weekend warrior, I mean, be my guest. You can buy this machine and you will be happy as a clamp, but you will not have this feature.
Yeah, you'll just have to learn.
You have to learn, and I mean,
which anybody that's not polishing cars every day, that's something that they're always constantly.
Exactly. I mean, you have to learn it anyway, and with a dual action, even if it doesn't have this indicator, I mean, years ago the machines didn't have that, and everybody started it. And with a dual action, this is the safest machine you can start polishing your car.
Yeah. Yeah, you certainly don't need it, but it's a nice feature.
It's a nice feature to have, especially for the entry-level guys. They said, oh, I'm super scary about that. Well, here you have, if you're in the green, you're good to go. If you're in the red, you should adjust a little bit. And here's the tip for all those folks who never worked one of those machines. You don't want to put pressure on those machines. I mean, the machine itself has a weight, and that weight should be the pressure you put on the paintwork. If you lay your hand on top of this, like this one, for example, it's already balanced out. So it's not that you have to hold it here a hard time. I mean, I can polish this like this with one hand, no problem. I mean, and then you can hold it like this, just to reduce the fatigue on your hand here. But it's literally I can hold it with one thumb down, and that's what you want. If you polish a car, you don't force it down like this. You just let the machine do its work. That's the best way to polish a car, and the most efficient.
All right, guys, I think that's all we've got for you today. I really appreciate you guys joining us for the video. I really appreciate Diemo coming down here again.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Yes, thank you so much. It's been great. If you guys have any questions or comments, make sure to leave those below, or you can reach out to us by email or by phone. You know, we love the comments, we love the feedback. Any questions that we don't already know, we can reach out to Diemo. He's here for us just like we're here for you. And we hope you guys will check out the machines. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit the notification bell. Absolutely, yes. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you very much.